Okay, welcome back to a new video, and today I wanted things to feel a bit more authentic and natural, especially for the topic of today. And I bring this topic to you because I want more realness and because I want to talk about the real shit. So today we're talking about failure and how we can not only embrace it, celebrate it, and have fun with it. And that's not the typical like, oh my god, there is no failure in life type of video. I swear, we're gonna go deep. We're gonna go into the juicy details. We're gonna find the strength and the power in embracing all of the spectrum of the human experience. So welcome back to a new video. I'm excited for you to be here. Welcome back to the channel, my love. My name is Lika. I'm a coach and a mentor, and I'm here to help you live a more empowered, feminine, beautiful life with the power of embracing ourselves fully. And that's exactly the topic of today. Today I want to talk about failure because I had a long journey with my friend failure. For a very long time, personally, I resisted failure so much. I didn't want to be a failure. And being a failure meant a lot of things for me. It meant not being able to provide for myself financially a lot. It also meant not having the kind of impact in my work that I want to have. And pursuing my dreams, but not having them manifested, not having them like becoming real to me. This is the last thing I wanted in my life, right? Is to experience failure. And I had so many like tiny failures along the way. For example, in my coaching business, I had many times where I launched a program or an offer and it didn't work, or I created an event and no one signed up. And every time you learn so much about your mistakes or your failures because they teach you so much of what didn't work and how you can do better next time. But in the case of being a failure, feeling like your whole identity is a failure, which, okay, don't come at me. I know it's not possible to actually be a failure. We're not failures, we're nothing. Like, we're just humans experiencing this human life. But a lot of the spiritual work that I see out there is about never calling yourself name and never identifying with the things that you don't want. So I get it. And I understand NLP and all the things around language. Like, your subconscious mind listens to what you say. So if you're constantly criticizing yourself, you're gonna at the end believe that you are a failure, or you are ugly or stupid or whatever it is that your inner critic is telling you. But in this video, I want to bring something different. I want to go a bit deeper. And something that really triggers me in all the spiritual conscious community in this realm of coaching and personal development is bypassing. There is just so much time spent in avoiding the things that make us human because we're trying to elevate so much and to be like enlightened beings. But guess what? I believe personally we came here to experience the full spectrum. And when we can embrace the full experience of it, we became so strong. We became so powerful. When we are just flying out there trying to reach enlightenment and be meditating all day and not feeling any ounce of rage, anger, frustration, or any of those bad feelings just because they're not spiritual, then I don't believe we're empowered. I feel like we're just bullshitting ourselves. That's what I personally believe. Even though you obviously want to tend to experience more joy, more freedom, more gratitude, more bliss, more compassion, and all those beautiful feelings, you also want to be embracing their opposites. This is the only way to true liberation. And so when it comes to failure and what you say to your subconscious mind, I've played with the idea of claiming, looking at myself in the mirror and being like, you are a failure. I am a failure. And fully claiming it because I was running away from it for so many years. Okay. So many years where I poured my heart and soul into what I do for a business that worked for a while and then stopped working. And I'm going to be real transparent with you here. It's been 2 years that I haven't seen the color of money coming from my business. With that being said, it's not entirely true. I had one private client that signed up like a long time ago and still was on payment plan. And I had one person sign up for an online program I created who never took the program but paid for it. So I did see the color of money just a little bit. But it was a program that was like, I don't know, like $200. That's not enough to survive 2 years. 2 long years, I have created multitudes of content online. I have created for Instagram, I'm creating for YouTube. I have published my podcast consistently for, it's been like almost 5 years now that I'm an entrepreneur. And during the last 2 years, nothing worked out for me. I came to a place of just trying everything and trying every new strategies, and nothing seems to be working for me, even though I was applying strategies that works for other people. And it's very interesting because I've always coached my one-on-one clients to listen to their truth and what they truly believe in and what's most real to them. And yet I was not following that myself anymore because I was so desperate to make it work and to be successful in what I do. The thing is, this business, this coaching, sharing about personal development, sharing about the feminine qualities, sharing about spirituality and self-improvement and personal transformation is everything I'm about for the last as long as I can remember. I used to be a yoga teacher, and then I did like some Reiki sessions, so I was doing like more energetical work. And then I found coaching, and this is the place where I felt more myself. I love creating transformational experiences for people. There's nothing that fills my heart and soul more than just seeing the results in someone, seeing how free, liberated, empowered they feel, how much more joy or pleasure someone is telling me like they made money in their business because I supported them in their business, or someone that tells me that they had like amazing orgasm because I supported them in their relationships and their relationship to themselves and their sexuality, for example, or anything. I've helped people on so many different topics. This is my absolute passion, and it has been extremely difficult for me to do anything else in order to bring money. I had activities here and there. I've also been lucky enough to come back to my country, France, and be supported by government money, and I felt such a failure. But I was running away from this feeling because I didn't want to admit it. Especially in the coaching space, I see everyone being so successful and traveling to the most amazing places on this earth and having all this impact. Everyone replying to their pools on Instagram, or having like so many views on YouTube, so many people listening to that podcast, and I've been feeling left out, and I'm thinking to myself like, what's wrong with me, or am I like, do I really suck at it? And there's this underlying feeling where I just know, like, I see it in all the people I've helped and all the people that have been transformed by my work, whether for free or in a paying container with me, either an online program or one-on-one coaching, because it's my absolute passion. And I've been wanting to be an entrepreneur for as long as I can remember. I've seen myself hustling and working so hard. And can you believe that I've worked so hard for the last 2 years, almost daily, crazy hours, because it's my business, it's my baby. I've poured everything. It's not even coming through me because I poured my heart, my soul, my sweat, my tears, my money, like all of the money I had and didn't had went into that biggest dream of mine that I, carried so much because I love what I do and I want to share those values. I want to share my point of view. I want to share all the practices and the transformation that is available to people, and I will never freaking stop. I've done it broke. I've done it with no energy. I've done it depressed. I've done it and I kept on doing it. If you look at this, you may feel that I quite feel empowered about it. And the only reason why I feel empowered about it now, and I'm like, whoa, Lika, you're such a badass for continuing, even though you had no results for so long and you still keep doing it. Like, here I am. And I feel like a badass now. The only reason for that is because I removed the layer of shame. Shame is, oh my God, such a hard feeling for me, and it probably is for you too. But feeling the layer of shame, and especially in the world of comparison, where you can see everything going on social media for everybody, and you're like, oh my God, they're successful, they're, the things they're putting up there, and people are signing up and they're like doing this and that, and you're here and like you've poured your heart and soul into so many things for just nothing. I say that also believing it's never for nothing. All of your energy, like I profoundly believe in that everything you put in place will always pay off in a way or another. It might not be the way you expect it to be. But the reason why I feel empowered today is removing that layer of shame, because shame is a block to seeing the beauty the gem about the situation going on. Like, I couldn't feel empowered as much as I resisted and turned my gaze away and be like, no, I'm not a failure. There's no fucking way I'm a failure. Like, it's gonna work. And being so obsessed with my success and making it and making money and making clients and signing people. And it, at some point, I reached this stage where it didn't feel integrous anymore. I didn't feel in integrity. I was, especially you guys, I'm selling fucking personal development and well-being and being free in our bodies and heart and soul and in, and feeling feminine and all that jazz. And I was just like burned out and stressed out for not figuring out this thing. And everyone started to give me business advice and business opinions, and I've started to also look for business advice and opinions. And you know what? I've been an entrepreneur for 5 years. I've done a business school before that. I kind of know what I'm doing, and I've always knew, like, I have this very entrepreneurial spirit, and I'm a hustler. I'm working really hard, all of that. And suddenly I lost my power. At some point, all those opinions, I was just like, fuck it. I don't want to hear anybody else, especially those people that are giving me advice. They have no business of their own. They never took a risk in their lives, and they're just giving you opinions. And I'm like, remembering to always listen to people who have done it before you or are embodying qualities that yourself want to embody. Do not take advice from people who couldn't lead them to where you want to be. I always have to bring myself back to this because, like, sometimes I am very influenced by my environment, by people around me. Anyway, that's not the topic of today. I'm trying to keep it concise, and it's already quite a while that I'm talking. Anyway, long story long. I just want to empower you today to remove the layer of shame and to claim where you're at. Even if you're broke, even if you're a failure, even if everything you're doing is for like 3 people. Like, I've recorded YouTube videos that I poured like so many hours and time and investment into for like 3 views. I have created podcast episodes since 2020. Sometimes I have 2 people listening to the podcast. Chances are one of them is my boyfriend. So I have 1 person. And in the beginning stages, I've always believed, like, even if it's for 1 person and it's helping like even 1 person, like, that's why I do it. Along the way, I lost myself and I became so obsessed with success and the metrics and the numbers and wanting my work to be out. And I don't want that anymore. And I don't want that for you either. And I don't want that for my kids. So if I'm thinking about everything I want to pass down to my babies and creating the world I dream of, that I get to embody myself first, right? I think about feeling at peace with who we are, where we are, as long as it feels right and aligned. You might not be where you want to be right now, and that's okay. That's okay if you fully embrace it, because you might be depressed right now. You might be like feeling frustrated with a dream of yours that you're working for, this specific dreams for so long, for your whole life or for many years, and it hasn't happened for you yet. And I want to tell you, like, don't fucking give up, because at the end of your life, that's how I live my life, at least on my deathbed, I just want to look back at my life and be like, I'm so damn proud of me because I lived in integrity and I followed my heart and my truth all the time. And let me tell you something, following my heart and truth is difficult as fuck, because most of the people around me, they don't have the same belief system that I have. They don't view life the way I do. They don't have the same beliefs. They don't have the same desires. Most of the time, everything I do looks kind of crazy or delusional or weird or whatever. It's up to us to stand in that truth, no matter how it looks on the outside. So I really want to empower you to do that today and to not fear failure, because once you stop fearing failure, you can embrace the magic of failure, because you're like, oh my God, I failed. I'm a failure. And so what? Now what? What can get to me if I fully embrace myself and I have no more judgments towards that? This is true empowerment. And you know what? When I started to do that, it like opened the door to seeing all the beauty behind it, to see how proud I am of myself for the resilience, the strength, the courage, like how much hard work I poured into that, even though I was in the midst of heartbreak or healing like deep trauma or whatever it was. I was always so committed, and I will never freaking stop. It will shift and it will change because failure does that to us. It makes us adaptable. We adapt and we shift and we change. And I just really want to empower you today. I just really want to share that from my heart to yours, to embrace who you are and where you are right now, because it doesn't matter. Don't judge yourself for where you are, because all that matters is how much respect you have for yourself, how much you respect your journey, your timing, and what God has sent to you in this moment for you to experience, for you to gather the wisdom and the strength and the courage, because you're being prepared for everything you want. It might not show up in the way you truly want it to show up, but I swear to you, this is the key. This is what I want to feel, this freedom of just being me and being true. Truth will liberate us. I truly believe in that. And so embracing sometimes the hard truth, the things we don't want to hear, the things that most personal development are telling you, like, just do affirmation, like when you're broke as fuck, write every day, like, I'm rich, and feel into it. You know what? I do that too. I work with that aspect of personal development, affirmations and fake it till you make it and stuff. And I don't see enough content around like celebrating and playing with failure. Let's play with it. Let's have fun with it. It's part of the journey too, so might as well have fun with it. I hope you enjoyed this video today. I hope it felt empowering. If you want the full version of me just pressing record the day I accepted my failure, which is a very intense, vulnerable podcast, you can go on the podcast and listen to that. If you want to support my work in any way, you can like this video, leave me a little comment, let me, see that I'm not alone just talking to my camera. And have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.